This is Crap to Cream working on the pits repairs. So I have now done my second visit. So the first visit, I was pinged for quite a few things, like minor things, but difficult to fix. So a couple of kingpins were worn beyond what the gentleman who inspected it was happy with. So I've since overhauled both kingpins. I replaced the wheel bearings as per the workshop manual. And when I took it back for the second inspection, he was not happy with the actual end float, even though it was set up as per the manufacturer's setup. So I've since tightened them up a little bit more, and when it's past the pits, I'll return it to the workshop spec. You'll know about the oil leaks. I had problems with the carburetors after I'd fixed the oil leaks, so I fitted the 3236 DGV, which seems to be working fine, running a bit rich if anything, so I'll sort that out after I've finished over the pits. So you'll see here that there is evidence of these relays. So the person before me at some point had fitted relays, and the relays have sort of buggered up the lighting system. So I'll go through that a bit more in a minute. So the gas struts were replaced, put new gas struts. Now the bonnet sort of takes your chin off on the way up, so that's good. And I'll put the original gas struts back on again when I get back, because these are a bit too violent, and the other ones held the bonnet open. They just didn't hold it open as securely as the inspector would have liked it. The heater fan was a bit dodgy, so I've fixed the heater fan, so now that works and blows air onto the windscreen. The front suspension bushes have been replaced at the rear springs, and all that's been done as you've seen in a previous video. But the big issue for me was the lights. So the light switch over here on the first click, the dash lights came on, but the side lights didn't. On the second click, the rear side lights came on, the front side lights didn't, and the main headlights came on. Then on the stalk, I can get the headlights to go to main beam and also back to standard lights. So so what I did was, to satisfy what I thought satisfy the pit inspection, was I put an independent switch in here that just operated the side lights, and I labeled it side lights. When I went for the inspection, the lights all have to be operated on one switch, which is something I didn't know. So they all have to be on this switch. So what I've done now is I have wired into the dash light circuit, so that when the lights go on the first click, the dash lights all go on, and the rear lights and the front lights now also go on the first click. So that's all working as it should do now. The headlights now come on with the ignition on the second click, headlights, and then got main beam, etc. Turn the lights off, turn the ignition off, everything is good there now. So that now will satisfy what I need to do to get finally over the pits, I do believe. So the inspection system to me seems like a little bit of a rort. This is my own personal opinion, my own personal feelings about this, because you get 30 days from the first inspection to get everything rectified. So if you turn up after that 30 days, then you have to pay another full inspection fee, and your car gets totally re-inspected. If you turn up to the inspection centre inside the 30 days, then you just have to pay your $124 for a re-inspection. And if they find any faults in that re-inspection, then you have the remainder of your 30 days to fix that and get it back to them. If you go again, as you say, if you go outside that 30 days, then you are up for another full car inspection, and they could find something else, and then you've got to go away and fix it again. So I understand, right, the faults that they find are for your safety and the car's safety and all that sort of stuff. But it just seems like that I've never seen a car pass the DOT inspection first time. Doesn't matter. There will always be a fault that it has to come back for the second inspection. So the first inspection is $184 Australian. The second inspection is $124 inspection. And then if you come back after the 30 days, you're up for another $184 plus whatever else you have to rectify. So my suggestion, right, is to go over the car thoroughly. And even with the wheel bearings, right, I set them up as per the spec, and yet because the inspector isn't happy with them, that's what you've got to deal with. There's no complaints, you've got no comeback. You have to deal with it as it is. So I tightened the wheel bearings up, and they didn't overheat when I went out for a short test drive, so I'm quite happy with that right now. The fan's good, the gas struts are done, kingpins are both been done, nothing was found with fault with them. So I'm all very happy with that. I just feel, because the first place that I took the car for an inspection for, they charged me $110 for Australian for a pre-pit inspection. And I expected them to find all the faults and then take the car back to them for an inspection that I would pay the full price for, with $184, and it would all be good. When I phoned them up to make another appointment to get my inspection done, the date they gave me was outside the pre-inspection date. So anything they found out after that, I was still back up for another pre-inspection or $184 for a real inspection. And when they did the real inspection, they can find anything plus what they found in the pre-inspection, and then you've got to go away again and pay another $124 for an inspection. So my advice would be, don't bother with these pre-inspections, go straight for your inspection, spend your $184, deal with the fact that you're going to have to go back for another one, and you're up for another $124. Oh, the other thing was my seat belts were frayed. So I took the seat belt out of my other MG, which had passed an inspection 3 weeks before. Another inspector inspected it at the same facility, and he said that that belt was knackered or had shown signs of wear. So I got failed on the belt again. So even though it had passed an inspection 3 weeks before. So I've now fitted my static belts, which are brand new, and they're all good. They passed. So it's just my feelings. I understand the system and how it all works. It's just don't be surprised if you fail the first time, and don't be too disappointed, because it's just the way it is. So I'll hopefully take the car over the pits on Monday. Now, they've done the right thing by me, the people who are doing the inspection, and they've said if I get the car back to them by Monday, even though I'm 3 days overdue on the 30 days, they will let the car go with a pass. So I'm grateful to them for that, because maybe they just fed up of seeing me or something. But anyway, if it gets the car passed, I'm fine. All right, so I'll give you another update maybe on Monday when everything has been over the pits and passed. Have a nice weekend. Bye for now, and thanks for the support and the subscribing and everything else that you're doing. It's all really good, and thank you for the feedback that I get and the constructive comments. It makes it really worthwhile. Thank you very much indeed.